Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to another SunleyComics.com video. It's a Monday night. It is the price variance. I'm here with everybody's favourite Canadian, Allan, and we are looking at the hottest Silver Age comics of the week based on sales at Heritage. Allan, welcome.
Thanks.
Alcon was go and watch Alan's channel because you'll find out his views on Greenpeace. Which are not conventional, right?
Very not.
So our first book, Fantastic Four #2.
Yeah, I always like this book. So this is the first appearance of the Skrulls.
It is.
So
Nice looking
major copy.
Yeah, very nice copy of this. This is, if you remember, Alan, like I've told you this story before, I got this about 2 years ago in a local auction house very close to me. It was being sold by a turkey farmer.
Oh, okay. That's a little weird.
So, well, yeah, because all the comics that I bought from this auction came in turkey boxes. You know, when we have turkeys at Christmas in the UK,
and they put them in a box.
They put them in a special box with a handle that you can hold, you know. All the comics came in turkey boxes. And
that's really odd.
I said to the guy, what's with the turkey boxes? He said, oh, they came from a farmer, who's a turkey farmer. Yeah,
and so they were just raw and just stacked inside the box?
It was raw. This was raw. They had separated it out, so they sold it separately. And I got a decent. I thought it was a 2.0 when I bought it. Sent it off to CGC for slabbing. It came back a 3.0, so I was very pleased.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, so
I'm familiar with this one. This is the earliest one I've got. I haven't got #1, but I do have #2.
Okay, very cool.
They're still working out what these characters look like here, aren't they? I mean,
yeah.
This is Dick.
I think just Johnny Storm kind of looked like that throughout the early 60s.
Yeah.
That kind of goofy hair and
yeah, I mean, even the Thing looks a bit odd, doesn't he?
Yeah, Thing, yeah, they definitely upgraded him later. He looks a little bit more like a mud monster than
he does, yeah. Right. Okay.
But I love the way this story goes. Like in it, the Skrulls at the very end, they force them to turn themselves into cows, and they live the rest of their lives as cows. I thought it was funny. So yeah.
Right. 2,160. I think
seems okay.
That seems okay.
It seems a little low, but it seems okay.
Yeah, but I suspect it's sort of bottomed out after the COVID. Yeah.
Also, the movies too, right? There was like a Skrull Secret Invasion and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So there's the COVID blip.
And wait, there's actually a blip before it.
Yeah, I think that's a movie of some description. What was that blip before? That blip before was
there was what was the movie with the Skrulls?
Oh, was it? Oh, I know. Was
it Captain Marvel? The first one had the Skrulls.
That would have been it. Yeah, 5,000 it peaked. It peaked, and it came down again. Then COVID, it went back up to 6,000, 5,500, and now it's back at 2.1, which is roughly where it was before
all this movie news.
No, so if I go back to before this sort of bit here, it was 1,115. So it is significantly up since then.
Yeah. Okay, it's up double to what it was before all the speculation and before all the COVID.
Yeah. And it seems to have leveled, doesn't it? Doesn't look like it's dropping anymore.
Yeah. The problem is when you have these really big peaks like the speculation one and the COVID one, it makes the original line look flat.
Yeah.
Probably the original line didn't, like, if you zoomed in on it by itself, it'd probably not look as flat as it does now. But
Yeah, you're right. It does have the effect of flattening it out. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, definitely a cool book. So yeah, this is also the second appearance of the Fantastic Four, if you think about it. But
Yeah. It's the
so
last 10-cent issue.
and the last 10-cent issue too. So that's a, that's another cool little factoid about it.
So there
What?
were only two 10-cent issues, number one, number two.
Well, yeah, but it was sort of the end of an era,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of people I talk to, like, I don't think this way, but a lot of people think anything that's 10 cents is golden age. I hear that a lot. That, oh, it's a 10-cent issue, it must be golden age, but it's not golden age. Yeah. So yeah, just that 10-cent threshold was a big deal to switch over to the
Yeah, no,
12
10
cent.
cents lasted for a long time.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's from the early 30s to all
Yeah.
the way up until like the
Early 60s.
early 60s.
Yeah.
We haven't had that much luck keeping prices that stable.
Well, they can't stay still for about 3 months, can they?
Yeah.
I
So
mean, with
yeah. So
new comics are now, you can find, $5.99 for a new comic.
I know it's brutal.
Comics
Brutal.
have gone up 600 times. Average
So yeah.
earnings have not gone up 600 times since
I
19.
know. Yeah. So the census is like 1800. Not
Yeah,
bad.
1600. Yeah,
Oh, 1600. So that's, it's a fairly low census for Marvel.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's a key issue, so
It is
it's not
very
bad.
nice. All right, I like that one. I'm going to let you off for
Okay.
giving me a Spidey because you put that nice Fantastic Four in.
Okay.
We've had this a few times.
I always love this book. Yeah.
This is the first appearance of Supergirl, of this version of Supergirl.
Yes. And it's, yeah, Action 252.
Yeah.
So this is one where it's interesting because they did a preview in 251, Action 251, where they show this same panel. Okay, this
All right.
cover.
Okay.
And in it, they put the text is different. Okay, what they say is different,
Uh-huh.
and also her costume is different. In the preview, she's wearing a red skirt.
Okay, interesting. Wonder why they changed
Um,
it.
so they decided to go with all blue for some reason. I'm not sure. Maybe to more distinguish her from Superman's costume. I don't know.
Yeah, because
But
he's got red pants on.
yeah. So it's just very interesting. So yeah. um but yeah, later on they go back to the red skirt. But definitely little interesting things. So this is the first time you see her with the blue skirt.
Yeah. Okay. So this is on the label. Robert Bernstein and Otto Binder stories, Al Plastino and
And
Howard
it's like
Sheehan,
Kirk Swan.
Kurt Swan and Al Plastino cover. Kurt Swan, a
Yeah.
very prolific DC, very
Yes,
prolific
I
on
skate
Superman.
Superman and
Yeah,
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 Action Comics, yeah.
yeah,
Very, very he's one of the ones that people really like from DC.
yeah. Well, I think
Classic cover.
for a certain period of time, he was sort of defined how Superman looked, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. I like Kurt Swan in terms of the way he drew Superman. I kind of
It's very clean.
that's the
It's very
yeah.
clean, very sharp in images. Yeah, I like it as well.
Hmm. So yeah. Okay. So how did this one do?
Right, so Luke 2,600 for a 50.
Is
Oh, it's doing all right. It's a bit down.
there yeah, it's a bit down, but it's kind of like on that up down kind of thing. But overall trend is still kind of, I would say, going up.
Yeah, I mean, if
overall trend.
you go back to 2013, 10 years ago, it was 889. It's now
Four
tripled in
times that.
price, tripled in price in 10 years. Can't argue with that.
Actually, four times that. Four times that.
Yeah, yeah,
800 to 2600.
yeah,
See it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Four,
sorry. No, no. Three times. You're right.
three
You're right.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, that's not bad, is it? It's got.
Yeah.
I would say this is ignore that bit there, which must be some sort of movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
there was also movie spec recently with
did,
when she was
did she have a
in the
TV
last.
series? Was there a
There
Supergirl?
was a TV series, first of all,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that would be during the TV series spec.
yeah,
And then there was the recent movie with the Flash,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But they kind of changed her. She was kind of an Elseworlds kind of version of Supergirl. She was like she was the Supergirl where she's been depleted from the sun's energy and all that kind of stuff and held away for a long, long time.
Okay. Well,
The
anyway,
Stockholm syndrome version.
yeah, yeah, and I think James Gunn's going to use her. So I think this is
Yeah, I think they make a Supergirl movie actually, from what I heard, isn't it? Like something of tomorrow.
oh, could be. I know he's
Or the
doing
tomorrow.
something with Supergirl.
Yeah, yeah, she's a great character. So what's the census on this one?
Um, 1,300.
It's a pretty hard book to find. Um, that's high for DC comparatively, but this is a rather cool book. Definitely one, if you're a Supergirl fan, this is the one you want to have. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, but Action Comics was DC's flagship, wasn't it, for many, many years?
Yes,
And it was
yeah.
also the largest selling comic for quite a long time during this sort of era. Right. Okay. Let's move on. Oh, a nice showcase here. First appearance of Hal Jordan. No?
Yeah, Showcase 22. Yeah, first Hal Jordan. And it's also the first time you get the idea that it's intergalactic. So
Yeah,
up till this point, like the original Green Lantern, it was more just confined to Earth, right? It was
right.
just like he was the one guy with the lantern, but now you have the Greenland Corps,
Yeah.
which is a different concept.
So it's a Gil Kane cover. I sold a
Mm-hmm.
load of. I had a good whatnot sale last night. I had about 6 Silver Age Green Lanterns. This wasn't one of them, and I sold them all.
Oh wow. So that's a good. I mean, there is some spec around Green Lantern right now because there is a TV series supposedly dropping soon,
Oh, okay, maybe that's why mine.
where he's a bit of a detective. It's with him, with Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So see how this one's done. Three
So
three 6-0 for a 3-0.
seems a little low, but
It's
not
up,
too bad.
up on the previous. So back up here. It's on that. It's that one on the up blip.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And
that's
what was
right.
the? I mean, what was the COVID price? That's maybe still in my mind.
Caviar price 4-2.
Okay.
So
So
it's
that's
not.
why.
That's not bad. I mean, it's only dropped to third, which is a lot better than many other comics have done.
Hmm. So yeah. So yeah. I mean, that's pretty good then. So it's good that to see this one kind of coming up a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it actually had a pretty good trend line that even made sense with the COVID bump. I mean, it looks like the line
Yeah. I
goes right
mean, if you
through.
go 2011 through to here, I mean,
It
that's
has like almost like a
yeah. It's
sort
got
of.
a it had a really good trend line from 2011 to 2020. Then it accelerates a bit during COVID. You got the
Yeah.
that comes off. Now it's back up. I would say it's back on this trend line.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, this is a hard book to find. Like even, I think there's probably 1,000 copies on the census, um, but it's still a hard book to find. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you see it that often coming up for auction. It comes up once in a while, but it's not as easy as some of these other keys.
There have been 5 this year.
Yeah,
6.
but compare that to AF-15.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You
Point
see what I'm
taken.
saying? It's a big grail. It's a big key, but it's not as frequent. You know, that you can see it is my point.
Yeah,
We're talking like I'm comparing it to maybe to more of the modern style where you see like maybe like 20 copies a month coming up kind of idea.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, you're not going to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, well done, Greenland. Wouldn't be a bit more encouraging this week, Alan, on the prices mainly. Right.
Yeah.
This is nice. I don't think I've seen this before. What's this? Avengers 2?
Avengers 2. So this is the one where Hulk leaves the Avengers actually.
First appearance of Space Phantom. Hulk leaves the Avengers. I mean, come on, Hulk. We're on issue 2.
Yeah. Yeah, we're only in issue 2 and he leaves. It's pretty sad.
They obviously thought, well, it's not. We don't need the Hulk. I wonder why they took him out.
I don't know. Like I always associate the Hulk with Avengers actually. But yeah, he didn't do so well. Um yeah, I mean this is another cool book. Early Avengers, second appearance of the Avengers. You got the still the same dynamic on the cover where you have the Ant-Man and the Wasp and Thor and Iron Man. So yeah. And then it looks like the Space Phantom is pretending to be the Hulk.
Yes, that's right. That's what the Wasp is saying. Giant Man Thor, look out! It isn't the Hulk. It's the Space Phantom.
Yeah. So yeah, just a cool book. I don't know. I always like these early issue numbers.
And this is a very nice grade. Look at it. 9.4.
9.4. Yeah.
5,280. Okay. That'll be interesting to see. Right. No,
Actually, there was no COVID bump for this one.
that's because there are only 30 of these. So it is down.
It's actually down below pre-COVID, or not even pre-COVID, but maybe even down further than that. Go back to that before that big blip there. What was the price then?
4,182.
Okay, so it's up from that, but
Yeah.
it just
But
looks
that's 10
down.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's put
This
on
book
about.
hasn't performed well, I would
No,
say.
not
Sort of very flat.
Yeah, yeah. This must have been an Avengers movie blip.
Yeah, I would say so. Wow. I mean, very interesting. I mean, this is unusual, but it could be that just because it is so uncommon to have this grade that just didn't sell during COVID or didn't have like the chance to really, show that crazy peak.
Indeed, indeed. Nice book though.
So what's the census count on this? Like, okay, you said 39 fours, but how many altogether?
2.6.
Wow, it's not that rare.
No, it's not.
Huh, that's interesting. Okay.
Right. And finally, here we go. Only one
Your
of
favorite book of the list?
only one of these this week. It's the Spider Thing in his first comic. Yeah. Oh,
And this is, I mean, this
this
is a
is
cool book.
this
Amazing
is
Spider-Man 1
yeah, this is 63, isn't it? Fing Fang Foom, which I said was out at the same
was
time.
61.
Yeah, I was thinking of Amazing Fantasy 15 is 61, isn't it?
No, it's 62.
62, that's right. Fantastic Four #1 is 61.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the first appearance of John Jonah Jameson. And then it's is it John Jonah Jameson?
Jonah Jameson.
It's
J.
Yeah, it's
Jonah Jameson.
J. Yeah. I always mess
Peter
up his name.
Parker.
Yeah. It's a, that's a Stan Lee writing thing,
Bruce
right? Where he,
Banner.
yeah. So, but if you're a Spider-Man collector, this is the book you want to have. This and Amazing Fantasy. This is like, you got to have that first titled book, right?
Suppose so.
I think this, but I don't know. And it's the first crossover with the Fantastic Four, so it's a cool book.
Let's cross over with the Fantastic Four. Of course it is. It's the first issue. How could it be anything other than the first crossover with the
Oh,
Fantastic
well, I
Four?
think it's their first crossover too. Like it's Fantastic's Four first appearance outside of Fantastic Four.
Oh, right. Well, that's interesting because they'd been around a couple of years by then, hadn't they?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
surprised
So
they
it's
haven't
not that.
appeared in something else other than the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it was their way of supporting the Spider-Man title, right?
Yeah. Well, they were the money spinners, weren't they, for Marvel? So if you later on, of course, Spidey becomes the money spinner, and every time a new
Mhm.
character is introduced or is struggling in their own title, Spider-Man
Yeah,
suddenly appears on the cover.
yeah. Well, even like I mean, when I bought Howard the Duck #1,
Yeah,
there's a Spider-Man on the cover.
there is Spider-Man on the cover of Howard Duck one. Yeah, exactly.
So, it's like, how do you introduce your characters? Well, you bring in your other popular characters to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Is this
Okay.
continuing to fall or has it hit a plateau?
I mean, I think this is a reasonable price. To me, this seems like a reasonable price.
All right. No, continuing to
It's
fall.
not a reasonable price. It's more
Well,
than I paid for my copy, so that's all I know.
well, yes, but he's now below pre-COVID.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So what was pre-COVID price?
Ooh, well, 8.5, 8.1. Yeah,
So it's 300, it's like $400 below pre-COVID price.
yeah,
Ouch. That's not good.
yeah. I mean,
So
what's upsetting for this comic is it looked as if it
it
was
was going to
recovering.
recover.
It flattened out post-COVID.
And actually kind of
So
went back
actually
up
sort of went
almost.
back up a bit and it's come crashing down, which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure why it had that kind of trend line.
I think some people are short of cash. I think this is a cash generator.
Could be. I mean, it's the easy one to sell. It's probably the
It is.
most one of the easiest books to sell because it's always in demand,
Yeah,
and you're going to get a good percentage of what you what you put into it. But yeah,
yeah.
well, and I see it pretty much every auction. So every week I'm seeing this book.
Well, yeah, yeah,
So, but it was the highest sale of the week, so that's why it's on the list.
yeah.
There was no Amazing Fantasy last week.
Thank
So this
goodness
was
for that.
this
So
was the
maybe
big
they've all
sale.
been sold.
Maybe maybe people are like, okay, I'm tired of losing money on Amazing Fantasy 15, so I'm gonna just hold on to it. Um, but yeah, so now maybe people will get tired of losing money on Amazing Spider-Man #1. Um, so yeah, so what's the census on this? I imagine it's pretty high, like 6,000 or something.
We should be able to. Right, Alan. We
I
look at
should
this.
memorize it by now. I'm
I
gonna
think.
say,
I think this is 6,700.
oh wow, okay, you're being more precise than me. Let's see who's closer.
Oh, no, I'm
We're
wrong.
both off.
Five
I would
thousand.
have thought about it in 6,000 just because it's first issue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, 5,000 of them. So that's still a lot.
Yeah, still a lot of them, but it this is like that mid grade that it's good entry copy if you're going to buy this book. So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
and I mean, it's still a
So
wedge. You're
well, my
average.
copy's like the 6.0, so that's why it's
Okay. All right.
but it's restored, so it's worth less than this.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool.
Well, my only comment on this is that somebody paid 16,000 for this post-COVID in December last year, and they've lost half the value of it in 7 months.
Well, yeah, that sucks. What else can I say?
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take some time before it comes back to that price there. That somebody,
Yeah, I mean, I think we need like a whole bunch of things to happen. You need the economy to recover. You need some movies to recover in terms
yeah,
of like a bunch of good movies.
yeah,
Like, if Marvel could have done, you got Deadpool, Wolverine, but if they could have had some other great hit after that, or maybe two or three more hits after that, I think you would see like an overall boom again. But what we're going to get is we're going to get one great movie, and then we're
yeah.
going to get Agatha, then we're going to get
Well, we're going to get the
Captain America,
Captain America and Thunderbolt.
which is going to be so-so, I think. And we're going to get all these mediocre things, and then we're going to have to wait until they actually sort themselves out and start
Yeah,
making good stuff again.
yeah, yeah.
But I heard recently that Marvel fired all of the people that were kind of like the activist core of Marvel. So of the movies, not necessarily the comics, but of the movies, they got rid of all the activists. So I think that will bode well in the future, but right now we have to suffer a bit more.
Oh dear, it's a bit depressing.
Well, can't always be the bearer of good news. But oh well.
When's the next Sony animated Spider-Man coming out? I thought it was coming.
I would have thought it was this year, but I guess it's next year.
Yeah, I thought it was
It
going to be
seems it
this year.
seems like it should have been like this year because
Yeah, I'm
you
sure
know
originally they're planning to put it out around May, June this year, but it's not come out.
I think maybe because of the writer's strike, things got a bit more delayed.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's what's happened. We got a little bit of a delay, so things will happen next year.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah. Well, that's it for this week. So I'll let you close up.
Okay, comic book fans, that is your lot. Thank you, Alan, for such a great list. And we will see you next week.